Hello, my friends. My name is Hudson Warren, and I'm so glad to be speaking to you today. I'm reaching out because I am the Bold Coach coming to your area. And before you close the screen, because you've made up your mind about Bold, I know none of you have done that yet. Maybe your friends kind of have that mind of like, oh, I already know what it is, and I either want it or I don't want it. I'd like to ask you a question. What would 16 additional deals within the next 2 months look like for you? What would it do for your family? What would it do for your wealth? What would it do towards your progress with your freedom number? In fact, do you know what your freedom number is? Do you know what a freedom number is? So I want you to think about that. What would 16 more deals be? And I asked that specific number because I just graduated a Bold in Memphis, Tennessee. And that was the average in the room of the agents that took the class. The average agent found 16 additional pieces of business. Now, I know that for most of you, that would be fairly life-changing, and for some of you, it wouldn't be, and yet, goodness, the number one person I've had on a Bold found 123 additional pieces of business. So what would that do for your family? And I want you to think, if business isn't the gap that you have, because I'm a firm believer that none of us are perfect and everyone has a gap, what would better time blocking and time management skills do for you? Are you burning the candle at both ends? What about your health? What would adding some discipline around your health do? I mean, that's a big deal for your longevity, for your family, for your friends. So here's what Bold really is. Bold is coaching and conditioning. And of course, Bold stands for Business Objective, a Life by Design. The goal of this 7-week course is to really bring out the best in you within your business, within your personal life, within your health, within your wealth, within your everything. So this is not just a come learn how to sell more houses situation. This is an event where we're going to coach to the entire person, where we're going to help you take those next steps towards that life that you know that you not only really desire, that you really deserve. And so I'm going to ask you today to consider joining us, because it's my belief that staying in reality, there's a solid 85 to 90% of the agents in your market center that would absolutely benefit from Bold. And if you've taken it before, unless you traveled out of your area, I'm going to tell you right now, you haven't taken this version, because it is a completely new version of Bold and it's fantastic. And if you haven't taken it before, here's Bold in 2 words: mindset and action. We always start each session with mindset, and that's an overarching theme, because guess what? If this isn't right, nothing else really is. And in fact, when you get rid of the limiting beliefs that live in there, and if you're like, what's that? It's that little voice that tells you can't, or you don't, or you won't, or you shouldn't. When you get rid of that and get that mind right, then your actions change. And that's the whole idea, because you could go to like a feel good, like self-help seminar and you could leave feeling amazing. And yet, what do you do with that? So in Bold, we give you that. We give you the mindset. And then each week we give you the different actions that you can implement to get business. And the last thing that I'd like to share with you, those of you that watched, I'm impressed, especially if you're a high D. The last thing I want to share with you is that if you just come to the first step, which is free, by the way, it's a 3-hour session of free information. You might even get fed lunch. I know realtors love free lunch. If you simply come to that, we're going to teach you something in that session that could earn you $10,000 or more literally right after the class. And I will back that up with reality. There's an agent, her name is Ashley Edwards, in the Memphis Market Center. If you don't believe me, you can look her up and find her, or text me and I'll give you her cell phone number. She made 10 text messages. She sent 10 text messages, I should say, at step 1, just in January. She took 2 listings that day from those text messages, and then a third about a week later. So you owe it to yourself to at least come to free first step. If you know that there's a gap that needs to be filled, then I'm going to suggest that rather than wait and see if things sell out, that you sign up for the entire experience, and yet at least join us for those first 3 hours. So have a beautiful day. I'm going to include the links below as well as my contact information. Please do not be afraid to reach out and ask questions. I'm here to help you, whether you have concerns about the class, concerns financially. Let's figure it out and get you moved forward. Have a beautiful day.